This week, Grant vows that he's going to keep pressure up on Virginia until they either surrender or all die, I guess. Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me on this hot beginning of summer day is Prospector Johnny. It's a warm day.
I'm not calling it hot yet because summer's going to be hot.
It's not hot
not quite
but
that.
It's warm. It is warm. We're getting there.
Toasty.
It's starting to get warm. Johnny, the week's going to open up on the 29th of April with U.S. Congress raising duties by 50% for the next 60 days. Yay,
what?
Taxes.
What? Just
pay for the war, man.
Cross the board.
Guns cost a lot of money.
By 50%?
50%. The duties.
That's half, almost, I think.
It is,
yeah. It's almost half.
Yeah, that's not great.
That's crazy.
On the 30th, Johnny, Traitor President Davis's son, Joe Davis, is going to die after falling off a high veranda of the Confederate White House. He is 5 years old, and I'm not going to make a joke about that to Traitor President Davis because that is a 5-year-old son. That is tragic.
Fuck.
I do have the question. What the fuck were you and your wife doing that you let your 5-year-old play on basically the fucking roof of a house?
Well, what are you living 150 years in the future? What do you think they were doing? They were not parenting their kid. What? He was 5, Tommy. He got back from work 3 hours ago.
Lincoln is going to also write a letter to Grant saying that he has, and I quote here, entire satisfaction with what you have been up to this time, so far as I understand. Lincoln, maybe that's your problem, is this entire war, you've been trying to command shit that you have no idea what the hell's going on. And so now you finally put somebody in charge who does know what he's doing, and you're just like, I'm going to let you do it, because I don't know what's going on. You do you.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with all the plays my wife's making me see. God damn.
Yeah. May's going to open up
Johnny with play like he needs a hole in the head.
May's going to open up with the Confederates capturing the U.S. transport boat Emma and skirmishing throughout Louisiana as the Red River Campaign continues to wind down. I know I've been saying it's winding down for the last month. It's still winding down.
Seriously, how long is a wind down to you? What does a wind down mean? I know. What is define a wind down? How long does it take for you to wind your watch, Lieutenant Tommy?
Not that
Are you doing that for months?
No, sure I'm not.
Weeks even?
No, sure I'm not.
No, you're not.
No.
Here.
On May 2nd, Johnny, Traitor President Davis is going to address Confederate Congress condemning the North's barbarism and destruction of private property, which is kind of hilarious because, A, maybe you want to look at your own people, Quantrell.
No, they don't.
Morgan. Ninth and Bedford Forest.
No. Those are land pirates. They're not sanctioned members of the Confederate Army.
I'm pretty sure everybody but Quantrell was sanctioned members of the Confederate Army.
Nope.
Yeah. Second, have you seen what...
Shut up. Nope.
Has Traitor President Davis seen what his home guard's doing to his own people while collecting taxes? It's not been pleasant.
What's the home guard? What's the Confederate home guard doing?
They are the home guard are people who don't have to fight in the regular army because usually they are either invalid or, more likely, mommy and daddy own a plantation and give them a cush job so they don't have to fight.
Invalid meaning
injured.
Bum arm, bum foot, bum leg, something.
Maybe they lost a leg in the war.
They're unable to march.
Yes.
Travel with the army and fight as normal. So they are then home guard, which I assume they patrol a town. They stay in a city. They
collect taxes,
sit in a
patrol
outpost,
gather supplies for the army. If a raid came through, they are to engage those.
They're raiders. The last defense or whatever. Okay, so that's all right.
Yep.
So okay.
Think of your local police.
I'd rather not.
But yes, that's kind of where they're at.
Okay, military police. That's great.
And lastly,
glad we got rid of that.
Traitor President
we
Davis,
just have a normal police force these days.
You want all your pain and suffering to end? You know how to end it. Just fucking end this war. Surrender. Be done with it. You lost.
It's the South as a whole, not an individual. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
But that's not what you meant.
Oh, well, yeah, Traitor President Davis could do us all a favor if he went that path as well.
Maybe. Probably not, though. They just put some other puppet idiot in
It
charge.
probably would. You're right. On May 3rd, Grant is going to order Meade to once again cross the Rapidan and move to Lee's flank towards Richmond and draw Lee out. Seen this show on repeat so many times, I wonder how it's going to play out.
Oh, God, I can't imagine. I don't know.
It's like the go-to move here. Lincoln
what
is
are your
going to meet...
predictions? All right, let's take a bet. Are we betting?
Sure.
All right, let's bet. What are we betting's happening?
I'm going to go ahead and say that Meade's going to cross. Meade's going to engage Lee. They're going to fight to a standstill, and then Meade's going to cross back across the Rapidan, and then that's going to be it.
Tuck tail and run?
Yep.
Yeah, damn it, that was my bet. All right, there's not a bet here. That was
no bet. I think we're both in agreement.
Yeah, the money line's leaning that way because
the money line's leaning that way.
God, especially with Meade.
Yeah, he did such a great job.
Actually, you know what? You want to know what? Meade's not even going to attack.
It might be.
He's not going to do it.
He's
going to say, nah.
Nope. Not going to do it. Not going to cross.
Don't want
Any more men. Lincoln is also going to meet with his cabinet to discuss the alleged Confederate atrocities at Fort Pillow. We talked about that, where shot unarmed free men of color that were soldiers. Yeah, wasn't great.
Well, but that no. But that was the one where they're like, yes, some of it was done before they surrendered, though.
Yes.
That was their defense of that one.
Yes.
And so they only killed a lesser number of unarmed, surrendered black civilians than they said they did.
Yes, exactly.
Not the full amount that they're being accused of.
Slightly
it was
less.
fewer.
On May 4th, Meade begins to move out as Grant declares that from now on until the end of the war, pressure will not be relieved from Virginia. He's going to continue to fight. Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter if he loses. We're going to continue to fight, continue to fight, continue to fight.
All right, so so punches. Virginia, he's doing our. It's like that. All the chips are in there.
All the chips are in. Yep. We're going to just continue. It's a boxing match. Doesn't matter how many rounds it goes. We're just going to continue to throw those punches until.
Do you think it's because he already got half the state to make a new state?
That might be. Yeah, that might be part of it. Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? Let's go ahead and just make one Virginia again. Maybe we'll get Virginia back. It'll just be
just Virginia.
Or maybe they were going to name us something Western Virginia. West Virginia. They were going to name us something cool. Kinawa.
Yeah, Kinawa. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Western Virginia will take over the rest of it, and it'll all be Kinawa.
Kinawa. I like it.
Instead of Virginia. Maybe. What the fuck's Virginia?
His campaign's goals here, Johnny, are just to break Lee's back. If I lose a battle, so what? Hit him again. If I win, so what? Hit him again. Keep swinging until he doesn't stand back up. So we're fighting until Lee surrenders. Do
you think that they're starting to realize, hey, they're running low?
Yeah,
supplies,
like at this point,
they're
running low on
at this
everything.
point, it's
everything.
Yeah, they can deflect us for a little bit, but eventually,
I cannot stress
they're not going to have the shit.
How desperate the South is. They don't have food. They don't have clothing. They don't have personnel. They are literally
weapons, right? Like
throwing into battle.
They got what they
50,
steal now.
60, 70-year-old men are being thrown into battle along with 13, 14, 15-year-old boys. They have robbed the cradle and the grave to put an army on the field. They're out. They're done.
But man, they want to make sure that they keep those states right, so they're going to keep fighting right for them.
By the end of May 4th, Johnny, there are 100. Yeah, by the end of May 4th, there are 122,000 men across Rapidan ready for combat. The river. Meanwhile, at the same time that this is all going on, General Butler is moving his army from the James River towards Richmond, up by Petersburg. And Sherman begins moving his 98,000 men from Chattanooga towards Atlanta with the goal of knocking out Atlanta.
Sorry, like 3-foot snake just dropped out of my ceiling nearby. So if I looked freaked out for a second, that's why. I'm gonna go get him in a minute, though.
It's a snake. It's a snake just falling out of your ceiling.
No, it's just a black rat snake, though.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't even need to mess with the black rat snake. This is a black rat snake.
No, I don't.
Anyways,
now I don't have.
So
mice.
you got three. So you got Butler moving in from the south. You've got Sherman moving in from the west, and you've got Grant coming in from the north, all converging. trying to take out chunks of the South. There is a Confederate ram that is causing a bit of headache for the Federals in North Carolina, so we may need to address that at some point, but it's just one boat. Who cares? And Johnny, this week is going to end on the 5th.
It's always just one boat, though. Yeah. I think they got more than one boat.
They do. This week, Johnny, is going to end on the 5th with what we call the start of the Battle of the Wilderness, or the Wilderness Campaign. So as Grant's forces underneath Warren are attempting to make their way through the dense forests of Virginia, they're going to run into Confederate forces underneath Ewell. They are going to be repulsed. By late in the morning, the battle is underway. Deep dive special to come on the whole Wilderness Campaign, because there's a lot of misinformation about this campaign as to what really did happen. And the South likes to point at it as Grant, being a butcher, despite the fact that Lee loses half of his men. So, but in any case, it's a very bloody campaign. It's probably one of the worst campaigns that we have during the war. Meanwhile, while all this fighting is going on, Butler's going to land 30,000 troops at City Point. Their goal is to get Richmond through Petersburg. In North Carolina, Confederates are going to attempt to retake New Bern and are going to be repulsed. And the week is going to end on the very final note. Federal forces are going to capture the CSS Bombshell, which is a naval vessel, and a little bit of good news and a little bit of mediocre news, and it looks like the war is finally starting to warm right back up as the temperature warms up.
Cool. More deaths.
Hooray. More deaths. Yay. That's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight. If you enjoy Civil War in Hindsight, check out Historic Hindsight. We talk about all kinds of fun things like guns. Apparently, I don't know anything about how a firearm functions, and despite reading patents that show that I do know what I'm talking about, people are still insistent that I am wrong, despite the inventor and his patent telling me I'm right. So check out that if you're interested in M16 things, or not.